It's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes. I am getting so hot. I want to keep my clothes on because we're on a podcast, we on YouTube, we on Spotify, all that. Welcome back, y'all, to another episode of LoveLoudd's Truth Carpet. I am Yaya with my bestie.
Monie, sipping on some tea in my mug, period. Check it out on LoveLoudd.com. This poetry is my love language.
Is it?
It is.
Yes, girl. So we are on our second episode of season 5, and I started like that for a certain reason. I'm excited for this episode.
Why?
Because we are going to be talking about firefighter stuff. I don't know nothing about no firefighter.
No.
But they look good in their uniform.
Oh my God. I got a five calendar. Lusting over these firemen.
They be looking good, girl. Also, because we have a dope poet. So I thought that would be fitting because the poet is going to be hot.
Fire.
Firefighter going to be hot. I'm probably going to be having to drink my water to help me cool off. But yeah, y'all, I'm excited for this episode. How you feeling, Monie?
I feel really good because, it's Pisces season. Birthday is loading, even though by the time people hear this episode, my birthday would have passed because, our recording schedule is crazy. But still, it'll still be Pisces season. You feel me? The vibe is still going to be good. And even though my birthday would have passed, I will still be so it doesn't matter. Pisces in the building, stand up. What's good?
Yes, girl. Well, this is kind of weird, but I had so much fun celebrating your birthday.
She's speaking it into existence.
Oh my God, we had a blast.
It will be a blast, though. It will be a blast.
But by the time y'all hear this episode, you can look on our Instagram. So I'm sure we probably will post some stuff from Monie's birthday, celebrating another year around the sun.
Yes,
which is another thing that's hot.
Right. Around the sun, period.
Yes. I'm excited. I'm excited about my new bob.
Girl, you almost let me spit out my tea.
Because my last wig, my usual go-to, had a hole in it. I don't know how that happened. Y'all like,
when she had a hole in a wig.
A wig with a hole in it. I usually like buy 2 wigs at a time and keep one in my closet. So that was one of the
same wigs or 2 different wigs?
2 different wigs most of the time, but I always get that wavy long one. That's like my signature one. Mm-hmm. And when I was washing it, it started getting a hole. I'm like, what the heck? I can't even take it back. First of all, wigs, you can't return them anyway. But at least if I bought it and washed it that night, I could have went back in the morning and said, hey, I was here yesterday. Like something. Like, you got to get this. Ain't never happened to me before. So anyway, I'm excited about my Dora wig.
So you learned your lesson. When I get the wig, take it out the package.
Exactly. Take it out immediately. Yes. But yeah, otherwise, I'm maintaining a positive attitude. Things have been up and down. People are always gonna get on your nerves or whatever. But you can't stay hot. You gotta stay cold. Well, don't stay cold.
Balance it out.
Cool off. Yeah. Keep it head and stay ahead. All right, let's go on because I don't know what else to say.
Well, most recently, my mom came to visit me. That was a lot of fun. As long as I've been in New York, I don't think anybody from my family has visited me. I've been here almost 3 years. So my mom was like, it's about that time. It's a little too long. No.
Oh. I don't know why I feel like she was here.
She was here for like less than 24 hours, but it wasn't to visit me. But yeah, so my mom came. She was here while I was off for a week, which, by the way, shout out to New York, because when I was in Cali, we didn't have a random week off in February for winter break. But I do think we also got out of school earlier. So I'm like, but it was nice to just refresh, reset, to have a nice week off before going back into the school building with the children. Visit was really, really nice. Got to try out some new restaurants I have been having on my list. And bonus, Yaya and I's moms got to finally meet in person. We all had dinner together, so that was really, really nice. Thumbs down that we did not get a picture. But
yeah. I didn't even realize that when we were walking away, my mom was like, oh, we didn't get a picture. And I said, "Oh, I took a picture of my food." And she said, "No, I mean a group picture."
Show food.
She was like, "Oh no, a group picture." And the funny thing is, when I was getting ready, I was like, "I know Monie's gonna have makeup on. I know whatever. So let me at least look presentable. I don't want no makeup on, but let me at least look presentable because we're gonna take a group picture." And we were just all and I. As soon as the food came, it was just like
tearing it up.
just going, tearing it up. Yeah, it was good. Definitely good food. Definitely a good time. And I was nervous. I'm not gonna hold you. Because our moms met on a podcast before, and I think they said that they met before that too. Our graduation, I think. I don't know. I don't remember. But I was like, me and Monie know each other. My mom knows my mom knows Monie, and Monie's moms know me, but they don't know each other. But it ended up being a good time together, talking about people that get on our nerves and stuff like that. Things that everybody can relate to, right? Always. So that was a really nice time. I always enjoy time with my mom, so it was nice with us spending time with our moms together. So
Yeah,
thanks for inviting us.
yes, absolutely. When I had thought about it, I was like, oh my gosh, your mom should definitely come. Why did I not think of that before? So yeah, that was really fun.
And I didn't even think she was gonna want to come. I was like, I'll say something, but I don't think so. She was like, "Yeah, where we going? What we gotta wear?" I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, that was really, 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 really nice. But other than that, yeah, that's been the highlight since the last time that we recorded.
Ready for the rundown?
I am ready for the rundown after I finish sipping this tea. Y'all always know I gotta have me something to drink,
I'm gonna take
okay?
this label off of my water bottle.
Only promo we do is for these. LoveLoudd LLC, okay? All right, so yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the rundown for today. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it to you. In today's icebreaker, since the hot topic is all about fire, we are going to be. I made myself laugh.
I turned my mic off so I won't say anything, but you got me over here like
Anyway, in the
fire,
icebreaker,
fire.
we're going to be discussing 3 things that we would grab if we were in a fire. Okay, house is on fire. We got to get out. What we grabbing right away. So that's what we're going to be talking about in the icebreaker. In Suite 223, we have a very dope poet. Very dope poet. Cloud is going to be in the building spitting fire, okay? Then we're going to head over into the caf where firefighter Delando will be in the building talking about his career, about being a firefighter, teaching us things that we don't know about that field at all. So we got lots of questions for him. The room is going to be hot. Make sure you get your water.
I got my water.
Cool down, okay? Then heading over into the dorm story, I'm going to be sharing a story about someone that had to make a decision on what to grab when they were in a fire in their home, watching that house burn down to the ground. And then, then going into the final segment, which is our announcement segment, aka the community news. We're going to be bringing you all the things that you need to know here on LoveLoudd, okay? All the announcements, okay? It might be some giveaways, might be some discounts, some sales, okay? Everything you need to know is all in there. And that is the rundown for this here episode of season 5, episode 2.
And with that being said, we can mosey on over to our icebreaker, where I still don't have a theme song, but maybe next time.
It's coming.
So I know this episode is gonna get hot, but let's start off with a little ice so that we're prepared. All right. So we're gonna break the ice so we can munch on the ice. I know some people like to munch on ice. So Monie and I are gonna talk about 3 things that we would grab in case of a fire. Knock on wood if you're near, because I don't want to be in one. I don't want to experience one. But if you were at home or at work in a fire, like people like fire, fire, get out of here, or the alarm goes off, what are 3 things that you're gonna grab? Hopefully that you're sleeping with pajamas and not naked.
All right, not naked. In a fire, what I would grab. The first few things that came to mind was right by my bed and right by my door, especially if I have to get out right away, which is my phone, my keys, and my purse. Like that was all. My purse is usually already packed, or my backpack. It has my essential things in it. My phone is next to the bed. I need to communicate with someone, and then why am I grabbing my keys? I don't know. But my instincts is thinking I'm leaving out of the door, and usually everything I need is right by the door when leaving the house.
Yeah.
But dang, I forgot to say shoes. Well, my shoes are by the door as well. Yeah, I guess that's more than 3 things. So I'll bump my keys and because I don't have a car, so I'll bump my keys and I'll save a pair of shoes. But if I had a car, I'd most likely be grabbing my keys though. Because they're
What's in
right.
your book? What's in your bag? What's in your bag?
In my purse, usually the things that I keep in there, my wallet, which has all the essentials in there, the money, the insurance, and the things like that. What else is in my purse? I guess I usually have a book in my purse. I'm not gonna dump anything out of my purse before leaving. I usually have
Lip
a
gloss.
notebook and pens in my book. My book in my bag. Um, Lip gloss is in my bag, so I guess my lips won't be chapped. I usually have hand sanitizer. I usually have tissue, and I usually have like something to keep my breath fresh. So whether that's some gum, whether that's a little spray, at least
Listerine strip.
right, Listerine strips or Listerine spray. I got Listerine spray right now. Essential, little lotion for the hands. I won't be ashy.
Yes.
So whatever's in my purse at the time, I'm grabbing my purse, I'm grabbing my phone, and I'm grabbing a pair of shoes. But if I did not, I would grab my keys because most likely I would have some shoes in the car.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So in case of a fire, I would grab my keys too. I don't it is now in hindsight, it's like why would I grab my keys? God forbid something happened. But shoot, like maybe it's a whole bunch of people on the street and I gotta show proof that this is my door. I don't know. But I do have a car, so I keep not always, but I keep my car key and house keys together. Um, so if I have to go somewhere, I have my car key to go. I'm also grabbing my purse. In there is my wallet because I have to prove who I am. Like I need my ID, I need my cards. If I need to go grab a snack, like it depends on what time of day it is. If I need to go buy something while I can't get in the house or do something, whatever. And then my phone. I'm grabbing my phone too. I need to be able to call people or entertain myself in some type of way while the firefighters are doing what they're doing. So those are the three things that like off the rip come to my mind. Hopefully I sleep appropriate enough to go outside because I sleep
Then you
I
should
don't
be in a coat at that point.
right. It should be my cool, but I'll just be outside cool because I need my phone, I need my wallet, I need my keys. Cause I don't want to be sitting outside waiting for them to do whatever they're doing. At least I'll be warm in my car, and hopefully I got gas.
Right.
But
This question actually made me think of when I think we were in Heritage one year, and I think there was a storm, so the power went out.
mhm.
After the storm was over and the power came back on, I guess somebody had left their oven
Like
on, or something happened, and then we ended up having to evacuate the building after the storm because there was a fire. Um,
I don't remember.
And I remember because we were standing outside in the middle of the street and it was cold right after that storm. And I think the only thing that I did grab was my jacket at the time because it was cold. And at first we weren't taking it serious, but when you hear them fire alarms in the dorm, you'd be like, what is going on? Is this a practice or is this like an actual fire happening?
Right,
But then we
right.
actually found out that it went off because their smoke alarm started going off because they had left something in the oven at the time that the power had went out. So
Mm,
evacuate the building. It wasn't a fire, but it could have been a very serious situation. So that I do remember. And I definitely
yeah.
remember that storm because I was scared to death. Okay.
I remember I think it was last year. One day I heard a boom. Like it sounded like somebody dropped like hella computers out of the sky, like a car fell out of the sky. And I woke up, it was the middle of the night. I woke up out of my sleep because of the boom. I look outside and there's a fire outside of my window. And I started panicking. I'm like, oh my God, what the heck? Like, do I lay down and just like somebody will get it? Or do I go? And I'm just looking, I'm just staring at it. I think like you just go into like a shock, but it's not like a frantic shock. It's just like a in disbelief. Like, am I still sleeping right now? Like, is this real? Because there's a vehicle outside was on fire. That's what the boom was. I'm like, okay, there's a big tree outside of my window. If that flame comes up from the car to the tree, that's by my home. So girl, first thing I did was go and tell the people that I live with, hey, there's a fire. Do you see it or whatever? Then next thing I got to put my clothes on because I wasn't dressed appropriately. It was just like, it was fast, but in slow mo at the same time. And then I'm like, okay, I got my clothes on. Oh, wait, I need to go grab my essentials. And I went to go run and get my safe box. It was like, well, if something happened, I need my social security card. I need my money. I need like everything. Like, I know it's not going to catch fire because it's a safeguard box, but I need to be able to get my stuff. So that was it. Like, in hindsight, it's funny, but it kind of makes me believe that we should all have something. You know how when you're, well, we don't know from experience, but when people are pregnant and they have that hospital bag ready, but
Oh,
when,
thinking the same thing.
yeah, like when it's gonna happen, maybe there should be a, like, not your purse, but like a bag, like a backpack, an extra bag that, God forbid, if something happens, there's extra clothes, sanitary napkins, toothpaste, toothbrush, like all the things, a book that you ain't touched yet, like that's in there, and all you gotta do is grab your wallet and go, because we both keep our keys next to the
Exactly.
door, so you just grab that, add that to your bag, and go. Because the same thing kind of happened at work. Like we were all, I ain't gonna run until I see you run, so we sitting there, and then this office manager comes and said, I didn't get a warning. This is a real thing. So we had to go out and evacuate the building. And I did the same thing. Oh, wait, let me grab my keys. Let me grab this. So now at work, I keep my keys in my coat pocket and I keep my wallet. Like, I don't randomly put stuff on my desk now. I keep it all in my bag. So if I have to run out, I'm just grabbing my coat and my bag and out, because if we can't get back into work this day, I need to go be able to get back home. So that plan for work is in place, but there should be a plan at home, so that, or at dorm or at Bay House, wherever you at, that God forbid a fire goes off, you got that essential thing that you can just grab and go. A
Absolutely.
grab and go.
Grab and go bag. Absolutely. Emergency bag. I
Yes.
agree.
Emergency bag, like memory box. Anything else you want to tell the people before we move on over to our next segment?
No, because we can go ahead and head on over into Suite 223. Hey, y'all, welcome. You are now in the Suite 223. You know, where you get your poetry, and you are not going to be listening to either me or Yaya. You are going to be tuned in to our guest poet, Cloud, who is most likely going to spit some fire for you in this segment. So, without further ado, y'all know how we do. We're going to let him do his thing, and then we'll find out more about him after his piece. So, Cloud, when you are ready,
Okay,
go
let's
ahead and
go. Okay.
begin.
So the other day I was at the grocery store, and you know how you could feel that low stare? All of a sudden I hear, yo, where behind me? I turn around, see a guy I don't know, feared for my life. I look him right in his eyes. He was so scared. He said, I just wanted you to grab that off the top shelf for me. I said, no. There was a pause. He said, dog, no fear. You got all that height. I said, right, but I don't work here. And I know some of y'all might think that was unreasonably rude because that was something I could easily do. But what about that unbelievable dude? That was something he could have started easing into, like saying, "Hey, how are you?" or stating "Good afternoon." Instead, he went straight to telling me what to do. Nah, for that action, he had to go grab a stool. Or what about a different time? There was a different guy. He walked up to me, fake dribbling, like, "Yo, what position are you?" I told him I don't play ball. You know, I hate just because you're dark and tall, people think that's all that you're capable of, but it's not. Okay, I do play ball. But I told him nah, because it tipped me off being judged from the jump. But don't we all judge people? That's how we're wired. Like if you looked at me at first, you might hold your purse a little tighter, but if I looked a little wider, your expectations of me might look a little wider. See, my daddy calls me long legs. Do I look like a spider? Or what about Michael Jordan? Because people think I'm him. Go ahead, get your free throw. You could try to dunk me, but I won't sink. I swim. I was always taught to be above the rim. So while you're in the back, bored, judging and making assumptions, I'm gonna be off that court, doing something other than dunking. I could be running for government and studying politics, or getting my doctorates and learning to operate, or firefighting, eliminating with lighters flick, or becoming a pilot and flying or high and quick, or chemically find a mix. I'll be like a science. The synopsis of what I'm trying and emphasizing is acknowledge my options, because I could do all kinds of shit. Poem. Yes, 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 yes.
Yes, that
Oh man.
was hot.
Oh
Yes,
my god, I
Oh
yes.
just
my
Thank
said not
gosh.
to unmute my mic. Oh my
No,
god.
I was literally thinking I'm glad I have my mic on mute because I was like, whoo, yes.
Yo.
All up and down every line, all up and down the court. Because while I'm,
Up and down
Mm,
the court.
in the back.
mm. Thank you, thank you.
That was
Yes,
so
I
good.
just did that one in Brooklyn actually. I did that one live.
Yes, and we're gonna talk about that too, because you be here, there, everywhere, back here. Okay.
Trying to be, trying to be.
Doing the damn thing.
Yes.
So, Cloud.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about this piece first. I want to know about the inspiration behind
Yes.
it, the creativity, the way it just flowed, and the way that you went into it. At first, I
Mm-hmm.
thought, like, is he starting?
Right, right. No, you know what's crazy? A lot of people tell me like, "Oh, what's really unique about, I guess, the way I go about it is like you don't know if I'm talking or if it's the piece." And I'm starting to hear it every time I hear myself. I'm like, wait, it does sound like I don't know. My cadence is really, I don't know.
Love
But
it.
what inspired it? I heard a piece about being tall for one of my close poet friends, and I'm like, man, I want to try a tall piece, and then it started coming out like that, bits and pieces, and then it went to judging people, and then it went to like skin color, and it's like, man, this is deep. Like, I like it. So yeah, that
Deep
was
like
that.
color.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It was
Mm-hmm.
definitely a ride. It was definitely a story. Like, your cadence is incredible, but as far as like adding that piece of the storytelling element, but making it like
Mm.
you're just having a conversation, it's unique. And unique
Right,
to me,
right.
like, I love the way that you're able to just flow through it. Then still
Right,
have the cadence of the rhyming in between. Like, it's just like, yes. Give me
right, right.
give it to me again. It was great. I loved it.
I
Um
appreciate that.
yeah.
I'll be trying, man. I'll be trying. It's hard. That you know what's crazy? I really rhyming makes it a lot harder because you can't say anything because you lose a lot of words or stuff. It's a lot harder, but that's what makes it more fun to me. Like it's so much more challenging. Like I feel like I shouldn't use the word easy, but I feel like it's easier to not rhyme because you can just say anything. But
Mm.
trying to make it match and still make sense, it's so I love it. I love it. But yeah, I wish I didn't like rhyming so much though, because I've heard some fire pieces that don't rhyme, and I want to try one, but I can't help it. I can't help
Right.
it.
It comes with the art. It comes
Mm.
with as you are
Mm-hmm.
as an artist, and how you create your art and share it with the world. That's just how it comes out for you. And it works
Right.
for you.
Yeah. All right. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Y'all, I don't know. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Now I can.
Okay, because my audio is like really messing up. But one thing that I really love about you in general, like when you share your pieces, is storytelling. I can
Mm.
follow what you're saying. So like you said about the rhyming, some people throw their rhymes together and it's like, okay, you did that because it rhymed, but yeah, the ebbs and flows of your poetry, the way that you play with words, manipulate words. I love words.
Ah.
Like it's like, and then you put the you don't make it obvious. It's obvious, but it's not like you're pressing it to say, "Hey, did you catch that way that I flipped that word?" Like
Ah. I
it's
see.
just
I
like,
see.
oh, it's smooth and it seems effortless at the same time. Like you said,
Wow.
you started the poem. We kind of question like, did he start yet? But then it's like, okay, 5 seconds in, I know you started, kind of thing. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's normal. It's and
Yeah.
there are a lot of people who don't like quote unquote poets or spoken words, and I think that you will touch a base for audience who love this craft and audiences
Mm.
who don't, because of
Mm.
your style, because of your cadence, because of your message, and because of like just like your persona as well. It's just,
Mm.
I think you can mix with so many audiences. So like this poem, the poem when you got my birthday wrong, I love.
Ah. I was thinking about doing that one too. I was like, yo, I
Yes,
should have. Yeah.
yeah.
That's I like that one too.
I like all the ones that I heard. The one that you were doing in your car too, like on your
Yo.
Instagram page. So the
Mm-hmm.
people who are listening now that may have never heard of you or your poetry before, so they'll
Right.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
And
Yo,
speaking
I
of,
just, huh?
I was about to say, but speaking of the people not knowing, like I want you to like just go into a little bit of who you are and how you like
Mm.
do what you are so good at.
No, yeah, no, you know what? That I should I should expect a lot of people to not know because I just made this Instagram account like 9 months ago. In April, yeah, and I was like, I follow like I follow right about now in Houston, Voices in Power, like New Eurekan poetry release, and I'm like, I want to get on all of these stages. So that's when I just started trying to build them up. I was trying to hit every open mic, and it was fun. Being that like when I got on stage, people like, yo, who is this guy? I don't know this guy, but like, and it's crazy how like when I got on, they were like, "Who is he?" But not, and then when I got off, they were still like, "Who is he?" But a different "Who is?" It's like, oh, not like it feels good when they don't know, but now people are starting to know
Now
me.
they want to know. They was like, I didn't know
Yeah,
who that was, but now I
now I'm
need to
starting
know who that is.
now I'm starting to get recognized and stuff. Like, yo, it was I missed the surprise factor thing, but yeah, no, I started with yeah, I just saw. I think I was on YouTube. I kept seeing like poetry videos on my like suggestions and I was like, man, this what they're doing now. Like this looking good. They got the HD videos and like I feel like the best time for poetry. This is like one of the best than it's been in a while. So I was like, let me get out there. Um, Started performing. I feel like I'm missing an important detail, but I can't think right now. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it might come back to you because I do want to know, like your stage name. Let's go with that. Cloud.
Oh,
Where did
Cloud.
you come from?
Dang, that's a great question.
I mean, you
I
do take
really,
people on a trip and probably put them on a high. So hey,
I really don't even know how to. I really don't know how to explain that name. I guess so my Instagram is also cloudy, right? And I was I would say poetry like sometimes my mind is clouded and poetry helps clear it up for me. So that's and then cloud and it's like okay, so let's go with that.
I
That's
love
what I
it.
would
Hey,
say.
you said you couldn't
Yeah.
explain it, but it made sense to me.
Yeah,
Like
no, yeah, no, yeah, it's yep, that's what it is.
sometimes the things
Clear
that we
mind.
think is complicated comes out so clear when you finally say it out and why and what it
Mhm.
means. Because
Mhm.
you know, a lot of us as artists, we do use writing to get out our feelings and just to clear our minds so we're just not keeping everything in, so bottled up.
Right.
Because we may not want to share with nobody else, but I don't want to keep it internalized with me. So let me go ahead and
Exactly.
put it on paper and see what it
Therapy.
turns into. That's
Yeah, no.
writers, creatives, people that paint, sculptures, anything like in within the creative realm or anything that people do to release anything. Like just deciding to let me embody this in this
Yep.
way so that I don't hold it in me anymore.
Exactly,
And then
exactly.
in a weird way, you end up helping somebody else, sharing words that somebody else wished they would have said before.
No, you know what? You right because you don't know how many times it'd be something like a real deep piece from your heart, and somebody will come to you after you perform. Somebody, yo, I felt every word. You'd be like, what? Wait, what?
Right.
I'm not alone. I'm pouring my heart out because something that happened to me when I was 6 years old. But you saying you went through that too, and it's like, wow, that's
Exactly.
amazing. Yeah, no, that feels good. It's relatable. It's relatable to a lot of people.
The exact word. It's relatable. People resonate
Mm-hmm.
with it and it's like, wow, you put into words what I couldn't express. You know?
Yep. Yep.
God,
Yep.
it seems like we lost Yaya. I don't know where she went. I'm sure she'll jump back in.
No, with the microphone, yeah.
Yeah. But like I said before, we are using a new platform. We're getting used to it. But
Hmm.
also I
It's
did
not
have
bad.
another question. I have
Okay.
a feeling that she'll come back while we're still in here. It is possible.
Hmm.
Um, but I also do want to know, like, when you get the inspiration, like, do you write right away? Do you keep voice notes? Like,
Ooh.
what is your creative process?
So that's a great question. Okay. So I don't write at all actually.
Mm.
I that's how it helps me memorize it. If I'm gonna forget if I how do I I'm gonna forget it if I just know, oh, it's in my phone. Like I'm not pressed to memorize it because I could just always read it from my phone. But like I keep saying it in my head over and over so I won't forget it, and then it ends up being memorized. Like you'll never you'll never find any video or any picture with like me holding. Not that anything's wrong with it, but I just don't like. You'll never see me holding the phone or reading out of a notebook or but like I since I don't write it, it comes memory. But it's
That's
hurt me
dope.
though. It's hurt me before because I've said some stuff that's like, oh my goodness, and then I'm like, wait, what did I say? I don't remember. And so it's I've lost a lot of lines. I feel like, but it's helped me too, like perform and like that's that's one of the compliments I get. Like, yo, me like, yo, you
No,
got all this memorized. I'm like,
that is incredible
all
because
right.
me, like just getting comfortable, just most recently, me and Yaya went to an open mic and I was just like, you know what? Let me dip my feet in the water again. Let me try it. I had something written on
Mhm.
my phone, so I read it out. But
Mhm.
I've done acting in the past, so I can read a script. I can memorize something. Me, I just have
Mhm.
to, it's repetition for me. So as long as I
Right.
keep
Right.
repeating it over and over again, kind of like how you do without writing, like I'll
Mhm.
have it. But just to like, let me get back into the feel of what it feels like to have a mic and have
Mm.
my words. Let me just read what I wrote the other day and see how people rock with it.
Mm.
Like just sharing
Okay.
it real quick. Like I wrote this the other day. I just kind of want to share it. Let me see how y'all feel about this.
Right. 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 Right.
Keep in
And then
mind
you
I'm
get
an
positive
artist, but
feedback.
I'm sensitive. What Erica Badu said.
Yo, yo, they need to bring back Def Jam poetry.
Yes,
That's
absolutely, definitely. Look,
yo.
Yaya's coming
She
back.
said I'm sensitive about I'm an artist and I'm sensitive. Oh, there she
Coming
Sorry,
is.
back.
y'all.
She's coming back. Look, she's coming back. Yo, you
I
missed
hear you.
you. We see you. You back. I told y'all she was coming back.
No, I'm so
What
sorry, y'all.
happened?
I'm gonna have to listen to this episode, y'all. My Wi-Fi. I had to switch my Wi-Fi platform, but I'm back and I'm still black. Okay, y'all.
Ooh. Uh.
I was like, she disappeared on us, but it's okay. Me and Cloud, we had
We
some
was holding it down.
talking.
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
Yeah. She said y'all just went to an open mic.
Yeah, I just finished talking about how we just went to an open mic and we were talking about sharing our art
Yes.
and
Mm.
how Cloud doesn't write down anything.
Right.
It's all
Oh
up
yeah,
here.
you missed that.
Oh, I like that. So,
Mental notes.
well, I'm
I
not
should have
gonna
just
run it
made her
back if
listen. I
people are
shouldn't have
listening
repeated
live, but
it.
Oh
Nah,
my.
her internet is
First it was me. First it was me.
right, but
No,
it
it's
was before we started recording. Now hers is in the process.
oh. Oh.
But it should
Listen.
be okay in the end. We still had a great time with you. Definitely loved hearing about your process and your art,
Hmm.
and definitely not gonna get too much into like any more of like, you know what, let me just stop talking. I want you to let the people know where they can find you. YouTube, Instagram, if you on TikTok, all of that, because we just
Okay.
see you here, there, everywhere, and we want the people to see you too.
Okay. So I prefer Instagram because I made a TikTok just to block the username because so the most recent video that I did for the crazy stepdad story, it had 6 million views on Instagram, but somebody reposted it, brought it to TikTok, and it's like 13 million views over there. So everyone was trying to find me. So I just made TikTok to like block the username, but I'm really not on TikTok. I prefer Instagram. Um, it's also cloudy poetry. OHSO cloudy poetry. I
We'll put it in the
Oh
description.
yeah. Okay. That's yeah. Find me on there. I'm on there all the time. I got these shirts.
yes.
Oh, you got shades. I got
I got these
one of those.
shirts. Got these shirts. You
Yeah.
know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Now I see why you got the shades on. You
Yes.
are you
Yes.
are the brand. You are
Yes.
the
Yes.
brand.
Yes.
Yes.
We're gonna.
So
So I'm gonna be selling those.
where can we get a hoodie?
Oh, see, so only I got the hoodie, right? But everybody can get the shirt though. You can get Only I got the hat too. Only I got the
Oh,
hat.
okay,
But
okay. So we
but
gotta
we I got shirts. I got shirts. I got shirts. They $25 shirts. Not bad at all. I feel like that's reasonable. Because I'm not really making much after the production that I used to get the shirt. But anyway, yes, Instagram, Oscar Poetry. This is a vibe, yo. We gotta. I
see
want a long session.
once
I
you
want
do
a long session,
that,
yo.
you're not gonna want to get off with us because
No, for real. I love to listen to podcasts a lot. So like, this is interesting. Like, I want to do like a 2 hour one.
Okay, come on, solo show,
But
a whole
we were talking
whole show
about
with
having somebody
cloud.
to
That's gonna
interview
be
too.
exclusive.
So
We're gonna put that on the Patreon. All right.
Yeah.
So, lastly, though, dang, my question just left my head. Give me 2 seconds. It's gonna come back. It was Oh, do you have any upcoming performances where people can catch you?
Okay, so yeah, well, nah, that's sold out, but I know they might stream it. Voices in Power tomorrow in Philly. I have a big feature there. Um, and what's the date? I'm gonna be in Jersey City actually too. I'm checking the date right now. Huh?
Give us the dates.
Jersey City date. All right, so okay, we got tomorrow, March 2nd. We got March 21st, and we got March 22nd in Philly too. We didn't get the flyer yet though,
All right,
but
no
I'm gonna
worries.
post it all on there. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, yeah. That's all
absolutely.
I got so far.
And by
You
the
might see me
time
at
this
an open mic too.
episode comes out, the
Oh,
flyer will be out.
oh, okay. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. That's March. April got some stuff going on, but
See, booked
yeah,
and busy. I love to hear it.
yeah,
Come on.
yes, yes. Trying to.
Yes, absolutely. I love it. I love it. Yaya, before we go, anything you want to add? Because you was gone for a little bit, baby. We can feel kind of bad for you.
yeah, can you hear and see me now? This is so bad. Can you hear me? Yeah,
We can.
just forgive me.
Yeah, you there. You there. You here.
Okay, well, I
Yes.
Yes.
absolutely
I'm
love
not sure if she can hear
cloud.
us.
Yes, I can. I think there's like it's slow. Just forget it.
It's her Wi-Fi.
But
She
I hear you though. What you was gonna say?
somebody. Oh,
You
can
say
we
you
get
love cloud, forget it.
Wi-Fi? Because Lord, Yaya is over there struggling.
Well,
But we are not
thank
going
you.
to hold you much longer. We do want to say thank you so much for being on the podcast with us, sharing your fire art and continue
Thank
doing
you.
what you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
and sharing your art with the world. Very, very much appreciate it. And we definitely hope to have you on the show again. Because first you was
Definitely.
like, I don't know, and now you're like,
Ah.
wait to do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
So
Yeah.
thank you so much. And until
Thank
next time,
you.
this is the end of Sweet 223.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey y'all, welcome to our hot topic segment, which is the cab. We have a special guest, a hot firefighter sitting on our podcast with us.
Thank you for that.
I
I'm
told you,
all right.
Monie. I
I
told you.
did not know she was gonna do that.
I didn't know either.
I
That's
knew we said it
fine.
was gonna be hot because we had a firefighter, but she took hot literally.
Yes,
Jeez,
y'all. So I'm
keep your clothes
excited.
on.
My clothes are gonna stay on, but it's gonna get hot because we're talking about
Please.
a firefighter today. We have a special guest, Delando, on our podcast. Welcome to our podcast, Delando.
Hello,
How are you
hello,
So thanks for
doing?
hello.
having me.
Welcome.
Thanks for having me, ladies.
Of course. So we're gonna get into our hot topics. We don't know anything about firefighters except that we call 911 when it's a
Mhm.
fire, and this
Mm.
big old red truck with hot guys coming to our rescues.
Women too.
They
Oh,
are women.
they
They
are.
are women. They are women now. Yes. They've
I'm
been the
sorry.
women for some time now too. Yeah.
I was thinking about the
Some time.
calendar. My bad. Let's jump into our interview with Delando. So it's a pleasure to have you on our podcast, and we
Mm.
want to know what inspired you first of all to become a firefighter.
Well, how I started actually, I had some friends told me that I should actually. I had just joined the military and we was about to deploy to Afghanistan actually. And they were like, "Listen, you're a young dude. You know, when we get back, you should take all these exams, like all these city exams, like NYPD, corrections, sanitation, and the fire department." I wasn't
Hmm.
interested in any of the other ones for obvious reasons, and I was like, you know what? I'll just take the fire department exam, and I took it and I got on. But that's not what inspired me. That's what made me take that like first step. What made me keep going because the academy is tough. It's 18 weeks
Mm.
and it's really hard. It was harder than the for me, it was a little bit more difficult than the army, than the military, like basic training, because it seemed more mental. But 9/11 kind of what kept me going a little bit. You know what I mean? Like once you hear they played for you the audio recordings of what was going on from the fire department standpoint, and kind of was touching, and was like, you kind of have pride in your city, your country, and it's just who I am. Also, I like to
Yeah.
put people before myself. So,
Aww.
yeah, it was a something I feel like it was me, and then.
Absolutely. A job of service. You got to put others before you. That's an incredible thing to do.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, so that's what inspired me. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm still here. Yeah.
Well, thank you for all of your service, for sure.
Thank you.
So with the firefighters, I just know that y'all have chili and be hanging out in the firehouse. It seems like all day, right?
Nope.
All day, but they get no calls.
All day. Well, aside from the calls, but like, what do you guys do? And then how do you balance the time that you're at the firehouse or doing your duties with your personal life?
What?
If
So
you
what do
have a
we
personal
do?
life.
Oh, yeah, I have a personal life. That's why I'm in the
Okay.
car. I'm outside. But in the firehouse, like, what do we do in the firehouse, or like
Yeah, like what's your day
like
to
on a
day?
daily? Okay. Well, we're in there training. You know, we try to train as much as we can because nothing in the academy, everything is controlled. Like we're going and burning buildings, but it's controlled burning. It's like an oven. You can turn on the oven and there's fire above your head, but they can turn it off. And in the real world, you can't turn it off. So you kind of got to prepare for it. You kind of got to know how to get out. You got to know your buildings. So if we're not training inside the firehouse, we're going out to these buildings and trying to get familiar with them because, I've been on the fire department for 10 years now. And, so I've kind of been in Coney Island for 10 years. I feel like I live there. I know every building. I know where every hydrant is. I know a lot. I drive the trucks. So we got to know how to get in, how to get out, and just how to fight it. You know what I mean? Like, but in the firehouse, we train, we cook lunch, we cook dinner.
So you saying you know how to cook?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Most of us do. Yeah, a lot of us do. It's almost a requirement.
Chef.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, yeah. You listen. If anybody watching, if any of you two, if anybody's talking to a fireman, he probably can cook.
Oh, he can throw down. Yeah. He know his way around.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, he knows where. Yeah. Yes, you got to be strong you got to be mentally strong. You got to be physically strong. There's a physical test. There's a psychological test. Yeah, and there's like a computerized test, like a portion. So that's like the first portion you take when you go to apply. They make you take the fire department test. Like it's questions. It seems like it has nothing to do with the fire department. And then the psychological test is like 100 questions, and it's asking you like really personal things, dreams you had, like relationships with your family members, psychological. So, and then the physical one, the standards have changed to accommodate women, but to also make it more realistic, because the training used to be very hard, where like you had to do every role that firemen have to do. But when you get assigned to a firehouse, you only really have your role that in your company. So so the training is physical training at the academy, 18 weeks. Medical training also is part of that 18 weeks. So we become EMT, well, certified first responders. Yeah, so like we don't only go to fires, right? We got to go to somebody that says their nose is bleeding or having trouble breathing, chest pains. But yeah, the training is three kind of interviews. The physical one, the physical test, the computerized test, and the what I say, psychological, physical and the computerized. Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
I can
Yes.
hear you.
Okay, my computer's starting to act up again. So
Lord,
you
here we go. Here we go. That
I
Wi-Fi.
see these numbers. Is these numbers like reflective of like our service? Because
Sponsors, please.
yours
Reach.
is 99. Yours is 78. Oh, mine is 99.
I don't know. Maybe that's the degrees that we feeling right now.
How hot it is. Oh my God. Girl, get
Yo,
out.
she's
It's
good. She's
getting
good. How
hot
long you been doing this? How long you been doing this? You good. You be on the fly with it.
This you don't know you on season 5?
Yeah,
Oh,
season
word?
5,
Oh,
episode
wow.
2.
Yes.
This a
You know,
popping season. That
yes.
started the
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. And speaking of numbers, this is your 10th year being a firefighter, so congratulations to
Yeah.
you.
Thank
Absolutely.
you. Thank
Yes.
you. That's a great feeling. Yeah, thank you so
I
much.
can only imagine. Yeah, congratulations. So picking up off of you said the word roles. What? Oh my God, why am I stuttering? Stutter. All right, let me start.
You so hot. Keep going.
I'm sorry, y'all.
I'm gonna keep leaving the camera every time. I don't do well with compliments. I blush too much. Okay.
I'm sorry. Okay, let's take that back. So, with the word roles, what are the different roles or positions that come with being a firefighter?
So I'm gonna go over two kind of like common companies you might see driving around the city. There's an engine company and a ladder company. If you pass the firehouse, you'll see like hook and ladder and engine. You know what I'm saying? Like engine 318, that's my company, or hook and ladder 166. And in the engine, there are you could be an officer. There's an officer role. He's just the either lieutenant or captain. And then there's the chauffeur, who drives the fire trucks. There's the nozzleman. He's the first guy to go in the fire apartment or house, and he's got the nozzle. He's putting out the fire. There's a backup guy who's behind him, supporting him because the weight of all the water and the pressure. It's a heavy line. And there's a control man. He's also in the engine. He's the guy like typically at the hydrant, making sure the water gets into the building, gets into the rig, actually into the fire truck, and then the fire truck kind of dispenses the water to the hose line. But those are the positions. You have the officer, the chauffeur, the nozzleman, the backup, and control. That's all in the engine. And then the ladder or the truck companies, the ones you'll see with a big ladder on the top of it, they have also an officer, a chauffeur, a roof man, an OV man. OV is outside ventilation. So he kind of puts up ladders, breaks out the windows, in case it's fire in the apartment and you want to just vent it out.
Oh, wow.
So he's the outside vent man. You have a can man. He comes in with a little fire extinguisher looking can. He's going inside the apartment. And also your irons man. Irons man, he is, if the apartment is locked and people is trapped in the apartment, he's the one kind of, he's running the show when it's breaking into the apartment, like trying to force a door, like, project apartments and things like that, metal doors. So those are the positions: OV, door, roof, irons, officer, chauffeur, nozzle,
Sheesh.
backup, control, chauffeur, officer. Yeah.
Wow, so many people.
So
Yeah, everybody's got a job.
what's your job?
Well, so
From
we all supposed to know everything.
okay.
I was gonna
So
ask
like,
that.
yeah, but so to be a chauffeur, you got to go to school. You got to go to chauffeur school. I'm a chauffeur. I'm a chauffeur, and obviously just everything else. A chauffeur is just, you can do everything, but you have a license to drive the fire trucks. You went to school for it. Yeah, so I'm a chauffeur, and I can do every other position outside of, I can't drive the ladder company. I can only drive the engine company.
Okay.
Yeah, but I can be on the roof, the OV, the can, the door, any position. But not everybody could be on as a chauffeur. So.
Okay.
Man, I give kudos to you guys because when I pull over, like when I hear the sirens and I pull over to let you all go past, I get nervous. Like, It's like playing the Call of Duty when you racing and stuff. Like, what was that? Crazy Taxi or something like that? Like, just driving
Yeah.
through. Can't crash into anybody.
Wrong
That's
game.
what but I used to just drive. I know it's a shooting game, but I just like to hop in the cars. Like, any
Yeah,
game, I
yeah.
just like to hop in the car.
Grand Theft
So,
Auto.
oh, thank you, girl. You know, I don't be knowing.
Oh, Grand Theft Auto. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's it.
the driving cart. But you know, like, it's so fast. It's such a fast paced job that you all have, and I didn't even know. I didn't even know that there were two different trucks. I just thought
Yeah.
truck had
There's
all.
a few other ones, but those are the common ones that you'll see. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the
Wow.
only
Yeah.
reason I know the little smidget of what I do know is from watching 911. That's it.
I can't watch those shows to save my life, man. I tried, but they all right.
I mean, no, I get it. I'm just saying that's as far as I know anything, and I'll be like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, paramedics, the EMTs, that's what
Mm-hmm.
they do. The first responders,
That's what they
the
do.
Mm-hmm.
police officers.
Yeah.
But you guys are pretty much the first responders, because I remember when I got into a car accident, first people that were there were the firefighters, and I was like, "Why
Yeah,
y'all
we
here? Like,
show up. We pull up.
it's just an accident."
Yeah, we
But
pulling up.
Hence,
We pulling up.
responders.
yeah, so we kind of talked about your schedule a little bit, but is there like a certain amount of hours before you rotate? So, like, some people have a 9 to 5 job. Some officers, like correction officers, they stay there. They do 6 hours, 6 hours, 6 hours, something like that. Like, their shifts. Do you guys have shifts that you work, or do you stay there for a whole day? What does that look like for a firefighter?
Yeah, we have shifts. They're typically two shifts, or we call them tours. So
Tours.
yeah, you work the day tour or the night tour. It's only the two.
Okay.
And the day tour it starts at 9 a.m. and it ends at 6 p.m. And the night tour starts at 6 p.m. and ends at 9 a.m.
Hmm.
So 9 hours and 15 hours. So you would spend a night on a night tour, obviously. There are bunk rooms in there to sleep or to lay down. You're supposed to be resting, not sleeping. Um, yeah. So but the most you can work as a fireman is 24-hour shifts. They can't make you do more than that. No, like I'll work a 9 and a 15. I'll work a 24-hour shift. But like if there's overtime the next day, I can't do it that next tour. I can't do it the next day tour. I could do it the night tour, get 9 hours off. Um, but yeah, so our shift is a 9 hour shift and a 15-hour shift.
Which
Those are
all
the
makes
two.
sense, because you don't want to be. I don't want an exhausted fire person coming to save me. So you want to be well
Yeah.
rested. Like you
There's
said.
a saying in the fire department, and it goes, um, the best. I don't want to mess it up, just in case the fireman is watching this or watches this or something or listens. The best fireman is a well rested fireman. That's the saying. Like you don't want to be tired trying to save lives. Like you know what I mean. Like I was tired. I couldn't. I didn't get enough sleep last night. It's not an excuse for whoever that victim might be.
Right. Definitely. Especially, you mentioned the psychological part of your job too, right? Like, it's not all
Mhm.
muscle, it's not all your physical health, but it's your mental health too. So you have
Oh
to
yeah, big
make sure
time,
that you're resting your muscles, resting your brain, resting
big
whatever
time. Yeah,
else, to make sure that you can take care of all the cats and the dogs and the animals and the
those two, man.
humans.
There's cats and trees.
Right.
For whatever reason, they in them trees.
They get
Yes.
up there and can't get down.
Yeah,
Right.
they be up there. Like why'd you go up there? Yeah, so
Is
yeah, they
there,
there.
sorry, is there an average response time that you all have as firefighters? Like, how long does it take to get geared up? Like, all that stuff.
So gearing up, I mean, for every person it's gonna vary. There's some slower than others, there's some, but at my firehouse we pride ourselves on just training a lot. So when I first got there, like this one guy would just always test me and the other new guy, like, get dressed, fire right now, there's a fire, you know what I mean? And everything is pretty much put together. The pants and the boots is like together. You
Mhm.
kind of hop in those, pull them up, suspenders on your shoulders, got your radio on, and that'll typically take. I think my best time was like 5 seconds. Yeah,
Oh,
like 5
wow.
seconds. And then yeah, you want to think the doors is opening, the
5 seconds, Jesus.
time to go.
Right.
Yeah. You know what it is? You know what it is? Like imagine. Yeah, it's like slipping into it's it's like tearaway things. I wish it could be that quick taking it off. Yeah, I wish it was that quick taking it off. But it's easy to get into. Yeah, and especially with the experience and just doing it so often, you get better at it and quicker. Yeah, and as far as response times, like getting to the emergency, um, we typically are supposed to be anywhere between well, not anywhere between maximum like 3 minutes to get to whatever emergency it is from the firehouse.
So
Yeah.
5 seconds to put on that uniform.
Right.
Mhm.
She said,
God, just imagine that 5 seconds of time into putting something on. Whoosh. That's what it sounded like. It was a gust of wind went by. Now he on the
Yeah,
truck.
yeah. Like, but yeah,
Quick with it.
it's quick. Yeah, you got to be quick. You got to be quick. Somebody's gonna thank you for it later. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
somebody's gonna thank you for it later. It's a good feeling too. So you got
Cause
to
I can
keep
only
up with that.
imagine having all that equipment on. We had a career day a couple weeks ago at the school. All I put on was they had me put on the top part with the tank, and I tightened it down, and I did 10 push-ups. And I said, I can't imagine putting on the rest of the.
Yeah. Yep.
She was sore for like 2 weeks, 3 days.
Wow.
But I did them 10
That'll do it.
push-ups. But that all that weight on me,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
need to
It's
get
the
back.
weight. Yeah.
That's
The
more than
weight will humble you. The weight will humble you. Like, oh, I gotta get in the gym. You know what I'm saying? If it feel like something to a fireman, you better be in the gym, my man.
Yeah.
For
exactly.
real.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was like, whoo, this ain't nothing like a weighted vest. I need to get one of these at the house.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I wanted to know, is there a requirement to, like, do you have to have like a I don't know how to word it, but do you have to be able to lift a certain amount of weight or do a certain amount of push-ups in a certain amount of time? Like, is there a physical test every so often that you all do to make sure that you're physically equipped and fit for the duties that you all have to respond to?
There are like it's more like health requirements than it is physical
Okay.
after a certain point. And like getting on initially, you gotta do the stair climb machine with
Mm.
I believe I forget the weightage. Oh man, it's
I
losing
mean, it's
me. How
been
much
10
weight?
years. When's the
Yeah,
last
it's been a
time
little while. It's been a little while. But yeah, let's say it's 25-pound
Mhm.
weighted vest. And then you got to do the stair climb, and you have to do that annually, really. So that's the only physical test that they do periodically. But everything else is like your lung capacity, your blood work,
Mm.
you know, yeah, more health to see if you're able to, you know what I mean, to do all these things because your strength, everybody, you got to open a hydrant or something, and you got help from the guys behind you. So getting on is much more strenuous. The physical test getting on was pretty crazy. You have to finish an exam, the test, um the physical. It's called the FST, and I forget the acronym. It's been a little bit.
It's okay.
Um, it's
at
gonna
least
come to
in
me
your
soon, I
acronym.
promise. Yeah, yeah, for real. So but that you got to finish it in 14 minutes, but you're doing it on oxygen, and the
Mm.
oxygen tank runs out. Right, you got to finish it below 14 minutes. If you don't finish it below 14 minutes, your oxygen tank gonna run out, and you got to rip off your mask because you can't breathe.
Oh
So
no.
I've watched people fail. And it's not a pretty sight. Um, but you have to do a series of events. It's like one of those obstacle course. It's an obstacle course, pretty
Mhm.
much. You're walking up the stairs, all of this weight. Somebody's yelling at you. You got to carry this. You got to drag a dummy that's 180 pounds around 2 cones. But you don't have to do that annually. You just got to make it through the academy.
Mm.
And then annually, you just do the stair climb and the other like health things. So, but they do
Wow.
also want you if you're too big, if you're like fat, they make you go to this thing called the farm. It's fat camp. They got to get you back in shape.
It makes sense because I would want somebody, God forbid something happens to me, I would want somebody who's fit enough to take care of the job. Like I don't want both of us to pass out. Somebody got to come get both
Right,
of
right,
us.
exactly. You got to weed them
Like,
out. You got to weed them out. Yeah,
yeah, I
yeah,
need you to be healthy. Like,
yeah,
no.
yeah.
So what are the common causes of fires? Like, oh my God, let me tell him, Monie. So when we were in college,
Oh my gosh, go ahead.
Something happened every
He's a
year.
fire starter.
So freshman year, somebody told me that I could make baked cookies inside the microwave. So I tried to make the baked cookie in the microwave, and it smoked up the whole room. The fire alarm went off.
Not just the room; it smoked
Oh,
the
the
whole
floor.
floor. The room,
Baked
Yeah,
cookies though,
the
like cookies in the
whole
microwave seems.
floor.
it was
Smelled like
Elena. She told
burnt
me
ass.
that.
Maybe you put it. Did you put like aluminum foil in the microwave or something?
No, I just had bad
You
luck.
put cookie dough in the microwave and it stunk up for a couple of days.
Yes, I felt so bad. I was
Like
embarrassed.
where that smell coming from?
Yeah, that'd be a little
It was
embarrassing.
coming from
I
two
could
two
see how
three.
that. I could
And
see how that.
then when we lived in Heritage, I think I was trying to warm up toast or warm bread because I didn't want to use the toaster. And I started a fire inside the oven. Every time I opened the door, the fire would be like ablaze, and every time I closed it, it would calm down. And then I tried to make gravy, and the whole apartment was like smoke all over the place. And then
Wow.
senior year, I
You
tried
are
to
little fires everywhere. That's
yeah.
what was
Where
about
you live at? Where you live at? You did, all
This
that was happening where?
this
in
was in
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
All right, cool. We ain't responding to that. Cool. We ain't got to go all the way out there.
And then the
Damn.
last one, I tried to warm up. Well, I was warming up fries from Popeyes, and it caught the microwave on fire. They had to give us a whole new microwave. It just blew up.
Yo, the
Some
crazy thing
died.
is that you're not even cooking nothing. Like the crazy thing is like it's not like you're cooking nothing like a turkey, like it
Right.
is. You making gravy, heating up fries and cookies,
Yeah,
and taking the kitchen down is crazy.
it's
Whole smoke.
crazy. It's so embarrassing, but I
Yeah,
just
that's
had
a
to tell
little.
you that. So I know
Well,
those are,
thank you for that.
yeah, so I
Yeah,
know maybe some people who
it's gonna
can't
keep you out the
cook.
kitchen. Keep you out my kitchen.
I could cook though. I'm better. That was years
All right,
ago.
all right, all right.
I'm gonna cook for y'all one day.
Okay, you say so, girl.
Mhm.
All right. So
Um,
aside from bad cooking, what are some common causes for fire?
there's a multitude. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot, but like we call fire season, we call the winter the fire season. You know, and it's because everybody wants to stay warm. Space heaters,
Mm,
stoves being ovens just being open, left open, candles being lit, just whatever heat sources people could find, you know, and they'll leave on overnight.
hmm
So those are things. Christmas trees, terrible, terrible fires, terrible deaths. With during the holiday season. So, um, electrical fires, yeah, those are common. Those are the ones we kind of expect every year. Like we know, all right, it's September, October, November, December. When it start getting cold, even these
Yeah.
now, as long as it's cold out, you could count on somebody trying to be warm and it going the wrong way. So, um, but from my knowledge, oh, even like smoking too. People smoke cigarettes, fall asleep, drop it on the rug. It's really those comical, like typical ones that you think somebody would know better, and they just negligent
Wow.
and just ignorant to safety or whatever, and things happen. So there's no one these days. Actually, the e-bikes are a big thing. The electric scooters, if you see the news, it's pretty much on the news all the time. And those batteries, kind of explode. They
Hmm.
it's just not safe to store them in the house, but yeah, they get overcharged, and that's a new type of firefighting that we have to do because they're electric. It's the batteries, they reignite even if
Oh
hit them with
wow.
water. So yeah, that's a new common one.
Wow. So just
Hmm.
hearing you speak, I would say my recommendation for people is to be responsible. Like if you have carpet, you're not supposed to be using a space heater. Don't
Mm-hmm.
use, your oven for warmth. That could be dangerous because of the carbon monoxide and everything like that. And stop smoking in bed. Like, like you
Yeah, that's
can't be.
crazy.
Smoking half asleep. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are your recommendations for people? What would you say for the day-to-day thing? Like, I'm thinking, okay, change your batteries. Maybe people don't know how often they should change the batteries in a fire alarm or carbon monoxide alarm. But what,
Mm-hmm.
aside from those things, if there's anything else, what are some recommendations from a firefighter that people should
Mm-hmm.
know?
Um, you know what? Like when we get these like school, like the classes, the small schools or whatever, they come to the firehouse and we got to give safety tips, or when we go to schools and give safety tips.
Hmm.
It's all based around what you had said. Just being responsible. In a nutshell. Because the common ones is all, it's a lot based on responsibility, really. Like your smoke alarm, definitely just be up to date with that those will go out in and out when they want to,
Okay.
depending on the brand and things. So stay on top of that. That's just part of being responsible as well. Definitely be cognizant of your overloading wires and power strips because of electrical fires.
Mm.
Um, oh, another common fire is people leaving food on the stove. It kind of got away from me because I know you was talking about burning food and things like that. But food on the stove is a call we get often. It's a code 1026, and we go. And yeah, somebody left their house. They locked the door. They thought, hey, I'm running to the store. Left the food on the stove. You know what I mean? And then you got a little fire going
Oh
on.
no.
So
Why they make crock pots?
that's why they made. That's why they made a bunch of things, and people just
Hmm.
will never get it.
Oh my
Folks
Yeah,
told me,
gosh.
just put it on low, you're good to go. That's
yeah,
what.
maybe something. But just don't go. You good to go, but don't leave the crib. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
don't leave the crib. Go in the living room. Don't go outside. Like. Yeah, I had some terrible like experiences. With people leaving food on the stove and it being a bad situation. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, wow, lady, or
Oh my gosh.
man, this is pretty bad. Like, so.
I know somebody that put noodles in the microwave and didn't put no water.
Well,
I
that's
don't know
crazy.
what.
That wasn't
All
me.
right, you know what, y'all in my screen, Simone is on the top and you on the bottom. I look down like I hope that wasn't you. I hope you ain't put no damn mic. No.
No. It
But
wasn't
it
me.
could have been
All
as
right,
much
all right,
fire as she done
I
damn
could
it.
cook now. That was in college. That was a long
okay.
time ago. All right. So, what are some difficulties or troubles that come with being a firefighter?
Plenty. I'm not gonna go through all of them. This will be a therapy session for real. But
Aw.
it's a lot of the difficulties for me. Like I said, you have to be physically strong and mentally strong. Um, but for me, the difficulties is more mental. We can control the physical part, but you can't control what you see,
Yeah.
and that's difficult. Because you don't plan on seeing the things you see. You don't plan on responding. And they tell you, like, listen, when you get there, there's usually a senior guy, 25, 30 years on the job. Listen, bro, when these bells go off, we're going to leave. It's no promise we're going to come back, and you might go to something traumatic,
Hmm.
but they have counseling units and things like that, that you could utilize and take time off of work. But a lot of mental stuff, really. Physically, it could be if you're not keeping in shape.
Hmm.
But typically everybody could, bear the weight of, our average equipment.
Well, kudos to you guys. I didn't even think that you would take it there, which all makes sense from therapists. But aside from being a
Mm.
therapist, being a
Oh,
human,
right.
yeah, it all it all
I'm gonna call you. I'm
definitely
gonna call
makes
you
sense.
back. I'm gonna call you later. Now I gotta unpack.
Aw. But just like even the thought of going towards a fire, like I'm so scary. I've seen people touch candle wicks with their fingers. I don't even want to touch that. So just the thought of going to something that's really inflamed, somebody's life is in danger, or just smoke, like all these things that can take you out, take your life away, and you're being like that Superman or Superwoman, helping to rescue somebody or a plant or a dog, whatever. Like, I'm being serious though. Like, people and things with lives, that really, that's commendable. I can't imagine. It's scary for me, but I'm glad that there are people out there who aren't scared and who are brave enough to be able to rescue other people.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Well, thank you for that. That is, yeah. That's I don't, I don't have these. I don't do these all the time. So we get our thank yous and our flowers. But when you gotta like sit back and think about what you do for a living, it's a good feeling to know that people know that. So thanks.
Yeah, of course. And I'm sure that's rewarding in itself.
It is. It is. It's rewarding right now. Listen, I've been off of work. I'm not even gonna speak on that. I'm on vacation, so I'm on vacation for some time. So, but it's necessary though. It's a long vacation, but it's necessary because
Mhm.
of the things that go on. So, nice
Yeah,
little reset.
Absolutely, and understandable. Like, only you know what you see,
right.
and
Right.
like, just from our point of view, like, just listening, and our listeners
hmm
listening as well. Like, we can only imagine what you would see from a day to day, and what you have
hmm
Hmm.
to deal with, which is why it's very much appreciative of the fact of like being able to love what you do and still continue to choose what you do every day,
Yeah,
and
Right.
choosing to helping people, so, and being of service to others. Like, that's an incredible thing, because without y'all, like, what, like we said, first responders, you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
first one's there.
yeah,
hmm Yeah. It's a good feeling. It's rewarding. I still love to do it. Uh, you know, it's I know you guys didn't ask this. I'm getting, you know,
No,
in
bring it,
my
bring it, come on.
Nah, it's just I would just appreciate the job. Especially 10 years. I feel like I'm halfway to the end, and I'm young, so it's good. And the roles change. Out. So I know I told you the roles as the positions,
Mhm.
but with 10 years these days, I'm a senior man at my firehouse. Like
Mhm.
the older guys are gone. You know what I'm saying? 20, 30 year guys, they retired. So I'm probably number three in my firehouse of however many, and in my area too. It's just getting this becoming it's a young man's job. So um at year 10, the role is now like I'm a chauffeur, right? I know every way, I know every building, I know every hydrant, I know how to do this, I know how to, but the guys on the back that's going into these fires, they don't know. They're new guys. And I gotta show them. I gotta teach them
Teach them
and
the
things like
ropes.
that. And because your experience is not just for you. Everybody has a job, and that one guy, he's responsible for this guy too. The guy with the water. If you don't know how to hold it, if you lose control,
Yeah,
people gonna lose their lives. So, um, yeah, it's reward. I still love to do it. I like that it's a growth job. Like it helps me grow. It should help everybody grow. Because as you get time on, you get experience, and you get to tell these newer guys, you know, the street smart part, this part that they can't really teach you in the academy,
mm.
and that is what kind of makes the job keep being rewarding when you could save a life when you're not there, when you're on vacation. So,
Yeah,
I love
absolutely.
that. Monie, do you have any other questions?
I don't actually. I'm just very much in awe. Once again, congratulations on, being a firefighter for 10 years, still loving what you do and wanting
mhm.
choosing to continue to grow in your career. I think
Yes.
that is phenomenal. Because you, like they said, when you go out, there's no guarantee of you coming back, and the fact that you're still here 10 years later.
Yeah, it's a blessing. It's a blessing. Thank you. Yeah.
Yes. So I have one final question. Um, how often do you guys slide down the pole?
You get out the camera. All right.
Well, you can find me on Tuesday. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, we I mean, you know what? Some funny stuff, man. Because you could be doing anything when a fire comes across.
Mm-hmm.
But imagine like, hey, fire, there's a fire. Everybody got to go. You got to hurry up. You got to hurry up. You could be on a toilet. You could be, you could be.
It's true. You gotta go.
I
Doing
didn't
anything.
think of that.
Time to go. It's time to go. You know what I mean? You don't want to be left. You know what I'm saying? So you taking the pole. You're not, the bathrooms is upstairs, so you sliding on that pole. So however often that happens, or older guys don't be doing it. The younger guys, I'll still take the pole, but I don't see the older guys doing it. They might.
A swift slide.
Yeah. You don't want to take a nasty little spill. It's about what? About 15 feet up. So it's, it's a
Oh
little high.
wow.
Yeah. I slid down the other day actually. I went to the firehouse and I was grabbing something from my locker. I had to go to the firehouse, grab something from the locker,
Mm-hmm.
and I just kept forgetting stuff. So I kept running up the stairs and down the stairs, and the last time I was like, I'm taking a pole. I had on a whole fit too. I was fresh. I was fly as hell. And I was on a pole like
Slide down pole.
Right.
Oh,
Oh my
yeah.
god. Why did I just imagine myself like sliding down the pole and getting stuck because I don't got enough like oil or something
Not
on
just
my
stuck, you gonna drop. You gonna fly.
Nah, that's true though, cause oh my god, if you're not like, I guess like greased up or whatever, if you like dry for real, you slide down that pole, like you really gonna be like, eh. It's not like a smooth.
It's not smooth transition.
Nah, you gonna have to let go a little bit, grab, let go. Yeah, it's different.
May as well just jump.
Yeah, no,
Oh my
cause
god.
some other poles, they be cleaning them other poles. The other poles, you watch them wipe it
That's
down,
what I'm
and then
saying. You see what they be doing? Put a little baby powder on their hands. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. We ain't got all of that. We ain't got all.
Well, we just have to get that question off for you.
Yeah,
Because they showed it on the cartoons and stuff. So like chili,
right, yeah.
pole, sirens.
Everybody, I think that's one of the main like niches about the fire department that people were gonna ask about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, what about the pole? Yeah.
I mean, but hey, it resonates. At the end of the day, you got to be quick. You got to get to where you need to be in a matter of seconds.
Of course, you can't
For
get there in
sure.
3 minutes if you know what I'm saying. Like, and you don't want to hurt yourself on the stairs either. You trying to run down the stairs, and you got to know, like, a lot of guys are in the kitchen or something on the first floor, ready to get on the rig already. They ready to get on. They ready to go. You the last one down, like, you know what I'm saying. You better be the fastest one getting dressed, or you better be driving. Because as a chauffeur, you don't got to get dressed. I don't got to put on the gear. You just got to make sure you know where you're going and how to get there fast and not kill anybody. Because we could drive into oncoming traffic. There's no rules once this. I mean, there are, but like once you license sirens, it's an emergency. Somebody's dying. Somebody's life is at risk. It's not like the police. I don't mean to take a shot at them boys, but it's when our phones go off, when our bells go off, it's a tragedy. It's not. We're not hunting for nobody, or So you got to get there. So yeah, the pole. One time for the poles.
I wish I had a pole a time or two because all these stairs in New York and no elevator.
Yeah, the walk-ups. What are the walk-ups? Where you at, in the Bronx or something?
No, I'm in Brooklyn. But I'm just saying, there's a lot of stairs, a lot of buildings with no elevators. And sometimes I don't suppose.
And even in the buildings with the elevators, they be out. And the elevators don't work. Them people be
old
hating.
elevators.
Yeah. They be thinking we did it. So
but here we
are.
Pole
is necessary sometimes. The pole is necessary. Save a lot of lives, them poles.
They
oh
do.
my god. Well, thank you.
Save lives.
Yeah. Yes. Well, I don't have any more questions, but I am appreciative of you taking time to speak with us. I actually do have more questions, but it's just like I can just keep going on and on and on like an Energizer Bunny. But like the things that you did answer for us today, I'm just really grateful for because some things I didn't know at all. And just just thinking about some things that you shared about the psychological part and things that you've seen, it did put some images in my head. So it's like, wow, like I didn't even think, of all the things that you guys have to deal with on a day-to-day, things that you guys encounter and feelings that you have, dreams that you may have, whatever the case may be. So again, kudos to you all for everything that you do. And thank you for taking time to speak to us and our listeners on our podcast.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you for having me. I hope everybody likes this one. You know, I was as transparent as I could be. You know, it's a good topic to talk about. It's a great job. Um, but yeah, thanks for having me. If you all have any other questions, you know, obviously not for this episode, but outside of this though, you know what I'm saying? Like if we ever, I'll talk about the other stuff, you know, the interesting tea stuff, you know what I mean? Like it's not tea, it's just like things that people wouldn't really know if you didn't hear it, you know.
So if I did have a question, how can I send you that question? Should I send you a little DM, slide a DM on the social media? Like how can people find you?
Well, yeah, so I'm on most social media platforms. But the one that I'm communicative on is Instagram. Unique has my Instagram. It's Mr_Fresh_, and fresh is spelled with a PH.
Okay.
Don't ask me. Don't ask me why. It just is. I want to be different. I want to be different. Uh, and yeah, you can shoot questions. You know what I mean? Like it's probably be a little bit. Yeah, you can shoot questions on there. It's just the things I'm talking about is like it's more than
Firefighter
it's a
questions.
conversation.
Yeah.
It's like stuff you see. It's like it's bad stuff, but it's a good conversation though. But that's where you could find me on Instagram. Pretty much, that's where I'm at. I would give everything else, but yeah, I'm on Instagram.
I
Absolutely.
think
And
it's
we'll
good
put it in
too
the
for
description so people can find it.
yeah, and I think it's good for people who may aspire to be a firefighter, you know, like
Of
somebody who
course,
may want to
yes,
be your mentee or take some pointers from you because like, you know, is I don't know, unless you know somebody in some careers or some occupations, you don't really know until you know. So, you know, somebody may be listening right now and say, I want to be a firefighter, but I don't know where to start or I don't know how it
right,
actually is aside from what I see on the cartoon. So, you know, if you have those questions, then you can slide in his DM and ask firefighter questions.
100%, 100%. And there's mentors in the fire department as well. You know, they're still recruiting, so you could utilize those things. Just fdny.com or I think /recruitment. But yeah, there are those channels. But if you think that you'll be more comfortable talking to somebody that looks like you, brothers,
Yes.
yeah, you could reach out to me.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Thank you. Can't say thank you enough times
yeah,
for
no doubt,
joining
no
us.
doubt. Thank y'all. This was my first like real like this for real. So
Aw.
Well, did you enjoy it? Did you have a good time?
yeah, this was fun. You know what I mean? This was fun. I was just partying, so you know, it wasn't so different. You know what I mean? This
It
was
didn't mess
good.
up your groove.
All right, it's
Yeah,
cat.
yeah,
So we be trying to tell people it's a vibe,
yeah,
but so
yeah.
now you
It's a vibe.
confirm it's a true vibe.
Yeah, it's a
Yes.
vibe. They need to do more interviews with y'all or something then, because
Well,
it's a good time. It's a good time.
thank
Absolutely.
you.
All right. Well, without
Mhm.
further ado, thank you so much, and we're going to go ahead and get on the body.
All right, she got a party. That's what's going on for real. She got.
Birthday loading, okay? Birthday is
Yeah, yeah. Happy birthday.
by the
Happy
time this
birthday.
come out, I'll be a whole year older.
Yes.
All right, celebrate. Enjoy yourself.
Yes,
Uh,
absolutely.
and y'all have a good night.
Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario? In today's dorm story segment, I'm going to be sharing an article entitled Family Escape Plan: How I Survived a House Fire. This is on todaysparent.com. And without further ado, I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into it because Yaya has no idea
No idea. No idea.
what it says. Okay. March 6th was like any other Wednesday. Most of the Monday blahs had been shaken away in the midst of the midweek bustle, and there was that satisfying feeling of knowing the weekend was near. That morning, my boyfriend's mom gave me my usual daily phone call. She talked about the weather and the latest gossip from their lakefront, Halliburton, Ontario home. Then she mentioned something I hadn't really given much thought to. She asked me what our fire escape plan was. I kind of shook it off, telling her I didn't know. She reminded me that when my boyfriend Shane was growing up, he had a rock by his window in case he had to get out. I assured her I'd find a rock and then went on with my day. After dinner, Shane and I camped out in the living room like we always did. He played video games while I curled up in the armchair working away on my laptop. When we got ready for bed, I brought up the conversation I had with his mom. We laughed about it and reminisced on other stories of his well intentioned, hovering helicopter mom. What felt like 10 minutes later, which was really 3 hours, I woke up to the doorbell being hit repeatedly and a constant hard banging on my front door. Assuming the downstairs neighbors were partying and a drunk person was at the wrong door, I got up to tell them to stop. When I opened my bedroom door, I noticed the smoke, thick, black, and choking, funneling into the hall from the kitchen. It's weird. You'd think in a critical situation you might have natural survivor instincts kick in. My instincts was to follow the smoke. Maybe it's the fact that I love investigating and am constantly thirsty for information that made me want to find the source. Or maybe it was denial. Maybe I was just hoping there was a fire down the street that wasn't affecting my home. I walked into the kitchen, the smoke pooling in around my ankles and rising as I moved closer. I opened the back door, the handle was hot, and saw the attached balcony completely engulfed in flames. Closing the door, I ran down the hall telling my roommates to get up. Shane was completely passed out. I had to shake him out of his groggy state. We quickly grabbed a few articles of clothing and our coats and shoes from the hall. We huddled across the street to watch and wait. I thought I'd be more upset watching my house burn and seeing the black smoke billow from the windows, decorating the sky with its thick, dark plume, but I wasn't sad, just neutral. My one roommate was very shaken up and crying. The other was angry. Shane stood beside me, looking up in awe and shock. I just stared at my still intact patio lights and the firefighters who were risking their lives to make sure we were all safe. I think my calmness stemmed from knowing that everything that mattered was out of the house. Everything with a heartbeat was close enough for me to touch. It felt more surreal seeing our house on CBC News than it did seeing it burn just 15 feet in front of me. Our smoke detector, for whatever reason, did not go off. We didn't have an escape plan mapped out or anything suitable to break our small bedroom window. We must have had some sort of saving grace looking out for us, so I'm thankful to our neighbors for pounding on our door to wake us up, and that the smoke didn't keep us from escaping. The kindness that we were shown following the fire was beyond amazing. Offers of places to stay, meals, clothes, shampoo, housewares for our new homes, cash, and just the support and hugs. A neighbor offered us the clothes off his back. People that I barely even said hello to were extending so much to us. I find myself counting my blessings more. I feel a palpable peace and have so much gratitude for my life and everyone's in our house, which consisted of 6 apartments. So I often question why we were so fortunate. In the news, there seems to be a lot of fires lately. A week after our fire, another house burned down in Toronto. 2 more buildings in my neighborhood caught fire. A well-known Toronto school trustee suffered life-threatening injuries in a house fire, and most recently, 4 people died in a fire just outside of Newmarket, Ontario. Chalk it up to coincidence or bad luck, negligence, or the New Age theory of a monster moon, whatever the culprit, knowing fire safety and having a plan is your best defense.
Wow. First of all, shout out to the people from Canada. No, but my real first of all, was the way that he or she told the story was really like artistic. I can like envision the things that they were saying. But there's just so many lessons in this story of how if you don't live alone, wanting to make sure that everybody else is at least in a space, in a state and space where they can get up and escape too, and not just thinking about yourself getting out and leaving it to the firefighters. I don't know if that's a risk thing. Like, am I supposed to run out first and then let the firefighters handle it? Because like I'm thinking about the airplane where you put your mask on first, and then you have other people. But I think it's a human instinct, like I said in the icebreaker, that I want to go make sure that the people that were with me were awake too and can escape. And then two, the second thing that comes to my mind is the fire thingy didn't go off. The alarm didn't go off, which is scary, but it's also a reminder that however often we're supposed to be changing those, God forbid, there's an emergency. What if that neighbor didn't ring the doorbell or bang on the door? Or what if they just like ignored it until it stopped? Then what will be the case?
Right.
I have a third one, but I want to give you space to share too. I don't want to take all the points.
I think it's important. I think something that we don't think about is to actually have an escape plan. Like we have them at our job, like routes that we're supposed to take, or no, at schools when we do our fire drills, everybody knows which exit they're supposed to take and what they're supposed to do in case there is a fire. I don't know if a lot of people actually have an escape plan to exit their homes. Like if you cannot get out of the house, what should you do? And I think it's very ironic that that the mother actually mentioned the boyfriend having a rock by his window the same night that a fire actually happened. Not sure what to think of that, but it's also like you just have to remember to think about the things that you need to have in case of an emergency. Are you ready in case that does happen to you? To say that it'll end up being like a perfect situation of you having like what I'm going to do in this moment, because who knows how you're going to react in that moment when it actually happens, but are you prepared before it actually happens? What is your plan?
Yeah. The other thing too is you can have that plan and then your body, your mind, whatever reacts a different way. And just like she said, she doesn't know what kicked in. She thought that she would be frantic or whatever, but she was just calm knowing that the things that had a heartbeat were in a distance that she can reach out to them. So like, but I do think it is, like we said in the icebreaker, good to have at least an idea of what you want to do. Okay, if God forbid if a fire happens, I'm gonna grab this bag, grab my coat, and then like anything else is fine. But that too, in that plan, having insurance, renter's insurance, or fire, like wherever you live, everybody's insurance is different. So looking into that for your state or the country that you live in to make sure that God forbid this happens, then I didn't lose everything.
Right.
We talked about in our last episode, Monie was mentioning saving monies, saving monies sound like an old lady. Having like a savings account, like something that you really don't touch. And I made that face reaction last episode when Monie said that, because I have a savings account, but whenever my regular account starts to dwindle, that's when I'm like, let me transfer a little something. Right. And that transfers because I overspent at Amazon or like whatever the case may be, or I went below the balance that I like to have in my account. Not that it was a rainy day and I needed to get something. No, it was I want to go buy something off of Amazon. Mostly it's Amazon or Target or Trader Joe's that I didn't need to buy, and now I'm tapping into my savings. But I've seen so many situations in Jersey and in life period where complexes get burnt down or people get low on, like situations happen that you don't plan for, and then now people have a what is it called, a GoFundMe account,
Right.
asking the common community for help. And like that's a great thing to be able to have that, but it's also, this is one thing in life that we can't really plan out per se. Oh, I'm gonna have a fire on this day. Like it could happen, it may not happen, but in case it does happen, at least like start saving now for those rainy days, whether it's a fire, whether it's an earthquake, whether it's a robber come in and break all your stuff, whatever the case may be. That insurance don't tap into me as soon as those things get destroyed. They got all these questions and they need all the proof or whatever. But at least you have food that day or money for a hotel that night, somewhere that you can stay. But yeah, I'm sure that there were more things in there that was mentioned, but it's just like, I don't know. How could you ever really soundly be prepared? But I guess it's the small things of having something in place.
Absolutely. I agree. Because I honestly cannot imagine. I've never been like in an actual like fiery situation. So, but definitely need to be prepared by any means necessary, whatever that means to whoever's listening.
Yeah. I think this was a really good example and a good read. And shout out to the author of that. I'm sorry that he or she had to go through that, but the way that they told the story, it really has a lot of value lessons in it, and it also was a understandable read to follow.
Yeah.
Dang, there was something that I wanted to say.
Take your time, baby.
Oh, so we both talked about situations. You brought up the dorm that we stayed in, and I brought up work. there has to be something done where we don't just sit there and just say, is this a caution, or is this a drill, or is this real? Like, because God forbid we're all sitting there and then it's real. So I wish that wasn't a thing, because it's a thing. Like, anywhere you are, if you hear the alarm, you wait for that person to say if it's real or not. Like, I'm sure there's been so many situations that everybody sits there, and I don't think that's cool. I'm guilty of it too, because it's just, if I don't see anybody running, or the person at work doesn't say this is not a drill, let's go, I gotta wait for her to come from all the way in the back, or for her to text the person that owns the building to see if it's a drill or not. By the time that comes in, it's not just the fire that takes people out, it's the smoke too. Like,
Right.
even listening to the story, I'm like, she went through all that smoke. Like, that could take you out. That's enough to take you out. Just either take your breath away, or make you what's it called? Like, it could be carbon monoxide that knocks you out and kills you. So that alone is scary. But we have to take these drills more seriously as human beings.
That's what I'm saying. Because the matter when, as soon as you hear, you're supposed to get up and move. You're supposed to know what to
Right.
do in those moments, not waiting to figure out like, is this real or is this fake? Because usually when there's a drill, they'll let you know. So if you hear the alarm without someone announcing that a drill is going to be happening, get out.
Hmm. Yeah.
Get out the building. And then if it finds out later, oh, it went off by accident for X, Y reason, or that was just an unannounced drill, let it be
Hmm.
what it is. When you hear that alarm, get out of the building.
Right. And practice gets you the preparation of knowing what to do. Like Monie said, at schools, we've all gone through it. Stop, drop, and roll, what to do, which exit, which classroom is going to take, where you're going to stand. Like, going back to work, when the drill went off. Well, it wasn't a drill, but when it went off, we're going outside and y'all standing right in front of the building. Like, what if it's a real fire? Where are we supposed to stand? We're supposed to stand at the corner. Let's go. Like, we can't stand right here. Like, let's actually get it into our minds and know where to go. And then it makes me nervous too. So going from work to home, a lot of homes now don't have two exits.
Right.
And even if it does have two exits, like my home, there's only one exit on top, but downstairs there's two exits: the front door, the side door. Let's say side for TV. But back in the day, like, there will be, I'm thinking about what was the Family Matters? They had the exit, the stairs that came from the stairs that came from upstairs to the living room, and then it was a door. Stairs that came from upstairs to the kitchen, and then there was a door. Like, a lot of those episodes were like that. Homes now, they barely have fire escapes, depending on when they're making your home. So my home was built after the 2000, like after 2000. But homes before then, in the 1900s, they have those fire escapes. They have those two exits from upstairs to downstairs, whatever the case may be. They have the flood doors from the basement. God forbid there's a fire, you can do these different things. In homes nowadays, they built so quick, there's no escape plan in most of those situations. So yeah, I think family should practice too of what we're gonna do. God forbid if there's a fire in our home, if there's a flood in our home, if there's whatever in our home, what are we gonna do? Burglary in our home, where are we gonna run? Who can we run to? Which room? Which room will we run to?
Talk about which room. Go on,
But that's all I have. I was flushing through the thoughts that I had while you were sharing the story. It's a lot. It's a lot.
It definitely is a lot. And God forbid anybody ends up in this situation. And if you are interested in sharing your story, having been in this situation, we would love to know about your experience and how you made it through.
Yes, for sure. Now we can move on to our community news.
Community news. It's time for announcements. It's time for announcements. It's time for announcements. It's time for announcements.
I
Yes.
can't help but have a goofy smile sometimes when you do that. I be like, oh, I'm showing too much teeth, and then I start smiling again.
I love my little announcement song. I was like, I need to go back and see what episode I actually started singing the announcements. I don't remember when I
I don't remember either. I remember saying it was corny, and then I got hip to it.
and I just kept it. And it's been
Yeah.
stuck ever since. But yes.
So in our community news segment, if you're a new listener or you're just listening to this episode because one of your friends, either Cloud or Delando, the Firefighter, were a part of this episode, thank you for tuning in. This is our announcement segment where we will be sharing what's going on during this week, whether it's sales, whether it's events, whatever the case may be. But first things first, it's the 21st of this month is World Poetry Day.
Woo woo, poets.
So, yes, poets unite. So we are poets. We have 2 poetry books that we have available on our website, and we also have a self-help journal. You can get those books as a bundle on our website.
All together.
Yeah, all together now for for a lower price than you can get all the books. This book bundle will not be available after this. We will be taking it down on our website. I know typically sometimes, we say one day and it be on there for the whole month.
Right.
But God bless those who get the bundle before I notice.
Don't forget the sale. Don't forget about the sale. We remind
Yes.
you on Instagram page, but it's up to you to remember about the sale.
Yes. So speaking of Instagram, you can find the link to our website through there if you want to go that route. Or if not, you can just go straight to our website.
Absolutely. And because it is still March, that means it is still Women's History Month. So find a woman that you want to show some love to. Shout out to women all over the world that are doing the thing in every industry. The mothers, the doctors, the lawyers, the chefs, the
right?
Yes. Every single woman that is doing and changing the lives of the people around them. Want to give a big shout out to all of the women. It's our month, okay? Women's History Month. How are you as a woman making history in your own community? Right?
Yes.
Difference.
And follow us if you are not already on our social media pages. That's LoveLoudd LLC, LoveLoudd LLC.
LOUDD. LOUDD, ma'am. You said LUDD. Where's the O?
Oh, don't fire me.
I'm not sure to fire you as co-host or fire you as best friend. That's my name.
Mama goes off. Okay, so follow us at LoveLoudd LLC. That is LoveLoudd LLC. That's on our Instagram page. And yeah, follow us on our Instagram page.
Our website, same spelling, www.loveloudd.com. Right? And while you are on our social medias, make sure that you are answering the March question of the month. This month, we are writing about a challenge you faced.
Question of the month?
And how you overcame it. Post of the month.
Yeah.
Prompt of the month. Y'all, it's new. It's we just changed it. It's prompt of the month. Prompt of the month.
Say it again because I was talking over you. What's the prompt
of the month?
No, what is it?
The month is write about a challenge you faced this month and how you overcame it. So yes, those of you that have been with us for a minute, you know we used to have the question of the month, but now we changed it over to prompt of the month to give us all an opportunity to creatively write about something, whether that's journaling, whether that is using it as inspiration for something that you are working on, a way to reflect, a way to write a new poem. However you want to use the prompt is completely up to you, but we're using it to broaden our creative minds. Okay? Prompt of the month. So please share with us because we would love to share what you have come up with and share with everybody on our platform.
Yes. And speaking of us messing up in our platform, I think we're messing up because this podcast episode was so hot.
Right.
We had a really, really dope poet, Cloud, come share some poetry with us. He's really, really good. He performs. I had to ask him where he lived because I met him in Jersey, but then I see he's in Pennsylvania and Texas and New York and Jersey. I'm like, what? DC? I'm like, where do you live, sir? Like, do you travel for a living? Because every week he's just spitting fire on whatever stage. He's setting a fire on the stages that he's sharing his poetry on. So he's really, really dope. It was a pleasure having him on our podcast. And also Delando for sharing his story as a firefighter. Happy 10-year anniversary to you. Doing a damn thing, choosing this career, putting your life out there to save other people and make sure that everyone else is okay, whether it's a kitty cat or a human being. You're taking care of the people. So yeah, shout out to both of those men for being on our podcast today. And if you like our podcast, if you like what we're doing here, please kindly leave a review that can be under your face, Monie. That can be under this post, whether you're watching on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever, wherever you get your podcast, or in our social media pages. Please leave us a review so that we can share those reviews with other people. So if they can resonate with you, they might want to listen to our podcast and we can have more listeners.
Pretty, please. We ask, please.
Yeah.
Share and let us know what you think.
Yes. Anything else, Monie, you want to share with the people?
I do not. I just want to thank them for listening. That's it. For tuning in all the way until the end. Okay.
Yes. And with that being, say that again, sorry.
I said without further ado.
Yes, without further ado, with that being said, thank you for listening to episode 2 of season 5's Truth Carpet podcast. Stay black.
Stay proud. We'll see y'all.
Y'all got the label for my water on my finger. Bye, y'all.
Lord. We out.